All right, hi, I'm Beck Lane, and this is Catalyst and Company. Catalyst and Company, we're a catalyst in each other's lives as well as our own. And we just keep working at being the artists we've always wanted to be, whatever that means. Let me move that little doodad. All right, so this is this is a portrait I started in Georgia, so it was over a month ago, along with a whole bunch of other small portraits. I've just got it tacked up to the wall, literally tacked up to the wall. Um, it's unstretched canvas, and it's actually kind of tacked into another unstretched canvas painting that I've been working on. I can't remember this fellow's name right now. I actually painted him and his daughter and their son, and it's actually part of a 5 portrait photograph done by William Bullard. I have his daughter right here. And so what I've been doing now is taking advantage of my relatively lighter heart that I'm experiencing today, as opposed to the rest of the week, and just kind of touching him up and adding color, reshaping, blah, blah, blah. And when I walk off camera, it's just to get another paintbrush full of paint. So because I painted him before, I'm pretty familiar with the structure, the design. I'm mildly confident in his face, but too, I have the first painting where it's he and his family sitting over there, so I can refer to it. I pulled them back out so I could not only work on his face here, but also on the first canvas. Now, for some reason, in the first canvas, I kind of went into a stranglehold. I get very worried, and I really don't know why, other than, the world. Oop. So I did try touching him up and retouching him and shaping him and reshaping him over the weeks in the larger canvas, and I just kept getting so nervous. And that just happens sometimes. I love painting. I love painting. I love the way I paint. I love that I appreciate that it's unusual and different, and that I physically cannot make myself paint like other people. But that also leads to me not having anyone to turn to go, oh, well, this is how Benton or Michelangelo or Mary Cassatt or whomever did it. Now I can find a clue as to how to do this thing that I'm now stuck on. And so I have to find my own way out when I get stuck. And sometimes I can find a very clear path. And then other times I can't. And in those times, it's really important to just kind of take a breath and try and do something else. And with this week being so much turmoil in the world and in our lives, it was pretty hard. It was pretty impossible to get anything done. But now I've put a mental pause on Facebook, a bit of a mental pause on Instagram as well. And it's taken a few days for me to relax. But today's the day. Today I got my brain to relax a little bit, walking away from social media, the constant feed of terror and, be scared and we're doing awful things to you. Able to paint. So I'm taking advantage of it and fixing as much as I can before the next horrible thing happens. Let's see. Let me see how he looks. Yeah, even in reverse. I like the lightness of it. I love the spontaneity of the spontaneous feel of him, that he feels finished and raw at the same time. I really enjoy it. I enjoy it. I think he says a lot more in this spontaneous mode. Than he would if I kept going and pushing it and making him clearer and clearer. Wait a minute, I don't think, actually I'm not sure that he says more. I think it's what he's not saying that is interesting. His small face with the broad brush strokes, I think he's more reflective of people, of other people. Meaning other people could see themselves in him more than if he were finished. Or if I did what, other painters do, which is pick the perfect brown for him, whatever that perfect brown is, and fill it in. If I decided which color brown was the right one and decided to fill it in and defined who I think he should be, which of course is wrong. Now at the end of my last video, the live feed where I went on a big long diatribe for an hour and a half while I was painting, I mentioned something in the end. And I've been thinking about it all day. I mentioned that we should paint with valor, or that we should paint with valor, create with valor, whatever our artistic practice is. think it's an honor to possess the talents that we have. There are people that treat it like a hobby. There are people that treat, okay, let's use painting. There's people who paint as a hobby and it's fun, and you know, that's okay. But when we're painting with intent, when we're creating work with intent, when we have focus, that's rare. That's really, really rare. And we're lucky. We're very fortunate. And that's why although I get very jokey about different aspects of what I do and laugh about some of the mistakes, I do have respect for this. I do have respect for the gifts that I have been given. And so I see great valor in being an artist, being a real artist. I also see great courage in what we do, because I think highly of myself, but I do. I see courage in what we do. Because not everyone is willing to look deep inside of themselves and trust themselves and trust the material and push themselves forward, constantly trusting themselves to evolve. And I'm not saying this for me, although most of the time that's what we're doing. I'm not saying this for me. I just want to help lift the artist that feels alone and is sad and having a really hard time. I mean, look at what you can do as an artist. You can see a blank surface, or just raw materials. You can see a tube of paint. You look at a tube of paint, and some people will look at it as simply a tube of paint at the store. And a painter will look at it and see endless possibilities. And they'll feel there's an ethereal feeling that you are going to take that material and develop something that hopefully has never been developed before. Create an image, if you're good, create an image that has never been seen before. To be Shakespearean, what an extraordinary thing it is to be an artist. What an extraordinary thing. want you to feel, I mean, I know a lot of professional artists, a lot of real artists, real professional artists, also people that are just doing their best, who are really hurting. Oh, what am I stepping on? Really hurting right now. But this thing that we have, no, oh my God, I keep stepping on tacks. This thing that, nope, not kidding. I just stepped on 3. It's a 3rd tack. I dropped them. They're all over the place. Anyway, this thing that we have, this ability to create work, to look at raw material like a tube of paint or a lump of clay or whatever it is that you work with. What an extraordinary thing. What an ethereal, magical, mystical, ethereal thing we have within us. To look at this material and to be able to just make, really make, and change people, change other people, change society, change culture, record culture. What an extraordinary gift. Or for a writer to look at their iPad or their laptop or their paper and pen, develop an entire world. An entire world that wasn't there before. That's extraordinary. And that too is something that no matter what they do, no matter what the Trumps and the Elon Musks of the world do, no matter what they legislate overnight, they can never take away. They can try, as other horribly destructive leaders have tried. They can try, but they cannot take that away. They cannot take this deep need, this deep drive to create a way. So that's why I say, let's create work with valor, with courage, with strength. So I've only got a little bit more to do on him. I actually have to kind of fix his collar a little bit, but actually I'm pretty happy with him. So he's going to go to the side and dry, and then I'm going to work on his daughter. I can't remember her name now. Oh my God, I've forgotten everybody's names. And then probably work on this and go to the gym because I haven't done that yet today, and that has to happen. That has got to happen. So there we are. That's today's second little lecture of the day. Very chatty. Go forth, work with valor. Work knowing you are the human experience as artists. You are the human experience. You are everything that makes us human. Well, not the bad stuff, but you are everything that lifts the human spirit. It's really extraordinary when you think about it. Anyway, ciao. Ready? Ciao. Meow, meow, meow. Boink.